Alright. Hello everybody and welcome back to iCast, your freaking awesome replays where average Joes send in their games playing a weekly challenge and we pick the cream of the crop out of what is not always the greatest crop, sometimes is a fantastic crop, but we always find the juiciest, silliest, and most ridiculous games and cast them. This challenge, of course, was Building Blocker, where players had to try and block their opponent's buildings at every chance and just piss them off. Block them landing buildings, block their expansion, block their add-ons, basically be a dick. Down in the bottom left, we have Crossalid, the Terran player. And in the top right, we have Hurt One. We've got 3 different games today, so don't worry, they're not too long. If you are just hanging around for 1 or 2 videos, and I think this will be sent in by Hurt One, because number 1 is a drone, number 2, I know Hurt One. Hurt One has submitted games before, has been at ICYFAR a few times, and he's going to be starting off by saying, how could I block a building, Zerg vs Terran? How about I build a big old hatchery where you want to take your natural expansion? Those of you who aren't used to StarCraft terminology, why is it called a natural? Well, this is your main base. It's because you start with a base. Your natural is the one that's right next to it. There's always an expansion basically just down a ramp from your main base. That's just how StarCraft maps are made. Excuse me. From there, usually you have options. 3rd base, 4th base, or it could be the other way. This could be the 3rd, that could be the 4th. Gets a little bit more ambiguous, whereas the natural expansion is almost always in a very similar position on pretty much every map. Down the bottom of that one ramp. Now, Crossalid comes down to expand. You can see only has 1 gas and was going for that expansion. Sees it and is like, oh shit. Immediately puts down a bunker. It's going to finish the wall off. So far, a pretty solid response from Crossalid, who's just going to try and chill out and make sure they don't freak out. Behind this, Hurt One's being super greedy. Goes for a pool, goes for a gas, but then just drops another hatchery. So this is like almost like a distraction hatch, right? It's like we're going to block, let it finish, maybe try to get a queen and spread some creep if you can. But essentially you're just trying to delay and scare the Terran. And you're going back into economy, not even building any Zerglings. A queen's already on the way. Oh, this is awesome. All right, this is a great chance. As this hatchery distracts, and even building a drone. Oh, he might try to build spines here. Okay, so for those of you who want to get your replay in for ICYFAR, the next one is going to be the cutoff for the submissions is 2nd October, and it is Rules of Engagement. Defeat your opponent without killing any workers. Engage only their military and army production. So you can kill their production, but you aren't allowed to go after their workers. Now, obviously, if you slip up once or twice, I totally understand. We're not completely strict as long as you're clearly trying quite hard to follow the rules. It's always allowed, right? But I think that's going to be really fun. This is one people have suggested over the years, and we've never actually tried it. And I was like, you know what? This is something that's totally different. It's such a harassment-focused game going after the economy of your opponent in StarCraft normally. And this is like a chat approach, right? You know, you got to follow the rules of engagement. We got to make sure we don't attack the civilians or the working population. And I think it shows superiority, right? You're coming in as the big old modern military into your opponent's 3rd world shitty StarCraft base, and you're showing you don't need to kill their workers and their defenseless civilians to make it work. Now, guys, so far this is going really bad for Hurt One. The spine crawler got sniped, Crossalid got back to the bunker, is killing drones as they pop out here, and is doing really bloody well. Has a command center on the high ground. There's already got another barracks and a factory up. Could be building siege tanks and is a little supply blocked right now. So Crossalid definitely panicked a little bit, and Hurt One's trying to make burrow. So the creep here, and look at the way he's put down creep tumors behind the mineral line. So you need to kill these creep tumors. Now, it's going to recede a little bit, but these creep tumors will keep it spread over this area. And he's even going to engage. He's going to try and break the bunker. Oh my God, Crossalid, stay in the bunker. You could have won that fight, Crossalid, if you didn't abandon. Crossalid's panicking though. Oh my God, Crossalid could have just pulled some SCVs and repaired. Now Crossalid can't make up their mind about, do we go down, do we go up? There is a tank almost out, it's going to be good, but this is all buying time for burrow. Now, the one problem for Hurt One is Hurt One's lost all the Zerglings, which means can't actually block this expansion, except, do you burrow a queen under the expansion? Maybe. Behind this, the macro is horrendous for Hurt One. Hurt One's trying to build spore crawlers already because he's worried about a starport unit coming to harass, but only 24 workers, hasn't been building drones, is floating a lot of minerals. That being said, spreading creep like a boss, so there isn't really an urgency on getting a unit burrowed there. And Crossalid, even though up on workers, has 2 barracks and all this, there's a good chance that Crossalid kind of panics in the follow-up and no! Oh my God, Hurt One is committing so hard. And he's going to scan, but you can't kill all those creep tumors in time. So he gets rid of 1, but there's still 2 tumors there, and the queen immediately puts down another tumor. She's alive for 2 hit points. That overlord will go down. But Hurt One's in mega troll mode. Hurt One is not focused on building economy. Is getting ready to build another hatchery there. And he's going to go Hydra Den, but it's just not producing drones that regularly. Oh my god, this is going to create a really wanky situation where CrossLid's making mistakes. Hurt One executing the aggression, also making mistakes. Looking at the AP, we got 65 versus 175. What a spammer! I mean, this is like probably a Platinum League game. Plat 1, I'm gonna guess. I don't know. I don't really look at the logos when I load these replays. I'd say about Plat 1 though. But obviously Terran spending the money pretty well under pressure, but it's taken so long and really needs to be saving scans and clearing this creep out. Is so cautious about breaking out, and this is giving time for Hurt One to get into what appears to be lurk attack behind us. This creep tumors are still spreading. There's an active tumor back there spreading as well. CrossLid's got to just move over there and drop a scan, but he's still dropping mules in the main. This command center has energy for a mule, but you can't land it here. Is going to maybe float it back to the high ground to scan. No. Oh my god. So messed up. Behind this, only 31 drones. Look how few. There's 2 workers that aren't even mining. Oh my god. Okay, a scan does come down, guys. It looks like, oh my god, but the bio wasn't ready. The bio wasn't ready. Oh, wait, gets it. He gets every single tumor. I don't think that one's close enough to deny the base. Another scan, which could have been much further north. He doesn't get the active ones. Oh, look at that, guys. Hurt One is spreading this tumor sneakily, and he's going to try and spread it back down before the command center lands. I don't think he'll get it in time, but this is very sneaky. He's seeing if he can spread it even across that gap. Look. Yeah, because there was already still creep there, and he might be able to hop the gap into the back of the natural. Oh! Can he hop it in time? Can he hop it in time? It's off cooldown. Hop across. Go across the gap. Go across the gap. I don't know how that works since there's a big red pit there, but you can do it. Because video game. Oh my god. He's spreading it. CrossLid seen it? CrossLid. Oh my god, that creep tumor. CrossLid can see it. It's in the vision. The command center's landed anyway. Yeah, CrossLid's like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Are you serious, bro? Even stims the army? The panic is real. It's building a missile turret back there. And behind this, Hurt One's got lurkers on the way. And, I mean, doesn't have a good economy, but it's better than the... Well, it's a little behind the Terran because of mules. Terran's got 4 barracks and a factory and a starport and 2 engineering bays. I mean, Terran has pretty good production, pretty good setup. I would be pretty worried for the Zerg right now. These lurkers are going to need to pull stuff off. It looks like there's a drone. Oh, check this out, guys. That's a drone burrowed on each base. So not only is there a creep there, there's a drone buried there, and there's a drone buried here as well. So 2 drones buried on those bases. And the scan misses the drone. So he's like, oh, cool, I got all the creep tumors. Doesn't see the drone right there, just outside his scan range. Which means you're not going to get a third command center. Hurt One blocking every single attempt to take a base. Oh my god, this is truly following the challenge. Is also going to load up a minivan down here. Lurkers are kind of spread everywhere right now. So Hurt One, I think, is going to rely on this push walking into the lurkers. I feel like you want to engage this a bit further out from your base though, right? It's actually going to try and go for a Zergling minivan in the main, not a lurker minivan. I thought it would be a lurker minivan. Oh, slowlings, dude. They're getting annihilated. This is still such a scary Terran army. You're going to need good lurker shots to break through. I think a scan just saw the lurkers there. CrossLid just has so little map control and hasn't really split anything up to drop or harass with the pressure on Hurt One. That being said, Hurt One does have pretty good setup now with the lurkers. So it's going to be tanks, libs, and marines. The marines not really pumping out in that large numbers. And that kind of makes sense. Once you've seen lurkers, you've got to be a little worried. Now, are these lurkers on hold fire? I don't think so. Pretty sure they're going to shoot as soon as units come in range. That will give away that they're there. Yeah. That marine dodges the lurker spines. Oh. And he stims into it! Okay, I mean, I guess he has enough stuff, and it's only 2 lurkers on their own, but there's more lurkers spread behind that. CrossLid's gotta watch out for this. Behind this, Zerglings come in, and they're gonna kill the command center SCV. They could easily kill that actual command center itself as well. They will. That command center is gonna go down. That command center is gonna go down. Oh, dead 3rd command center. And now the Lings are in on top of the siege tank as well. Where's the bio? Where's the units? Why aren't the SCVs fighting? They're trying to repair the tank, but nothing's actually killing the Zerglings. Oh my god. Dude, this is like 5 Zerglings. You could just attack this with your SCVs and you'd kill it. But Crosslid's freaking out. The attack on the other side is doing nothing right now, by the way. The Zerglings try to run into that. Hurt One getting way too cute. Yes, the Spore gets a few hits. Back on the other side, the Zerglings, though. Finally, the SCVs attack move it. But wait, there's still one Zergling. You didn't kill it all. Crosslid, you got to deal with this, buddy. And look at this. Crosslid scan sees where the lurkers are, but then the scan's going to fade off by the time the libs siege. Crosslid, you got to siege up, then scan. Oh my god, the Zergling. The Zergling has 5 kills. The Zergling has 5 kills. The Zergling has got 3 workers, very weak, 6 kills. 7 kills? They're still not attacking it. What are you doing? Finally, he attacks it and clears it up. Meanwhile, he does another scan there, but he's already losing the Liberators. The Lings are still trying to run in and drag tank fire onto the tanks, which is way too cute as a way of dealing with this. Overseer runs in as well. Look at this lurker spread. Hurt One just being as annoying as possible, annoying as can be, and has got a few drones mining over in the corner, which of course Crosslid does not know about. Crosslid's starting to move forward now. That Spore's not well placed. The tank hitting the Spore is actually damaging the lurker because it was right next to it. Luckily the Spore pulls back before the lurker goes down. Hydra's going to try to come in once again, same thing. Tank splash, going to hit the lurkers there. Can we get the lib? Not quite. Oh, and both lurkers go flying. Look at that, dude. Chunk of lurker goes everywhere. That lurker's in range as well. Oh man, this is a lot of lurkers going down. I think Hurt One getting a bit too fancy with these lurkers. And like I said, you want to engage the tanks, the libs, the bio out on the map. You don't want to leave your lurkers at home. Because if you forced him to do this siege up over here, you've got a lot of space to keep expanding, doing drops, run-bys, whatever the hell you want, right? But in this scenario, I mean, what is this? It's a Spire, it's a Nidus Worm. It's all troll stuff. It's all silly that there's no meaty, proper follow-up army. There's no upgrades for the Hydras in terms of range or carapace. This one Lurker, or Liberator, sorry, will go down. But this Lair's gonna fall. And I mean, those Marines find this. The drones do burrow and hide, but I think this is... Hurt One gets some style points for the opening, but a little bit too fancy there. Imagine if there was some lurkers doing run-bys during this, right? Any form of like backstabs or even a lurker coming up and burrowing behind this army could be good. He runs in like 8 Zerglings again. This is so silly. Like, there's a lot of Zergs who try to do this stuff. They're like, I one time saw a pro do this, and I'm going to try and force this incredibly situational maneuver into all my games. I'm like, it's very rare that it's actually the right decision to try and do that. Now, these Marines apparently want to die. There's a lot of lurkers there. Hurt One, just pull back up the ramp. Let those lurkers defend. Whoa! Oh my god, those lurkers just got quite a few kills. Nidus! Nidus Lurker! It's the Hail Mary Nidus Lurker, guys! Yes, Hurt One's back on one base, but guess what? There's only so many scans. It takes Crosslid a long time to push forward because it's only doing it with 1 lib at a time. The tank's taking forever. And the Nidus goes unnoticed, and it's on the production. If you get rid of the Terran production, that's often a GG maneuver there. Look at this. The SCV's trying to evacuate, but he's on top of the ramp. He's all over the production. There's nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. The SCVs! Oh! Wow, every single SCV goes down. He's gonna, he's gonna try and stim into the ramp, but there's lurkers up there. The lurkers kill so much bio. He's still got one more lurker on that high ground, and almost all the Marines go to, oh my god, and look at this. He's got units popping out, and they are literally getting spikes up there, but as they emerge from the barracks, they're like, I'm here to fuck up some Zerg. They literally get torn in half by a giant spike, ripping them, cleaving them in twain, but not from the top, from the bottom. That is a terrible way to go. Damn. Lurkers tearing up the production. That means this attack is all in. I mean, if Hurt One could get some lurkers, that would be good, but look, the lava and the eggs are getting sniped here by the libs. That Spore actually kills the Liberator. Not bad. There's one lurker. Pull it back. Pull back the lurker. If you could pull the lurker back, this would be okay. The lurker goes down, and that means there's nothing left here. He's got to kill everything with these lurkers. Right now, it's 8 lurkers. Wait, there's 8? Where are the... Oh, wait! He made 3 lurkers in the back of the base. I didn't see that. And you know what, guys? Wait. He's forced the orbitals down, right? The scans are being used at home. No! Instant rewind. He's going to scan and use SCVs to attack the lurkers in a choke point. Guys, if anyone ever tells you to run at a man using a cardboard cutter, and he's a man in a corridor with a machine gun, don't do what the person said. If they... no! It's a bunch of dudes with cardboard cutters one at a time running into the lurker. They're just getting blitzed. But you know what, guys? That was one of his last scans. He's got one orbital here. It's still got energy. The lurkers need to kill that orbital because if the scan goes down here, these lurkers will go down. Oh, that's it. The lurker's going to go down. Wait, he unsieged the Liberator. The lurker could dodge. But no, it goes down. Oh my god, these orbitals haven't lifted, guys. These are the only 2 orbitals in this game. Wait, no, there's a third one that's floating up above as well, but it might be burning already. He's going to lose the orbitals. Okay, he's got one there that's still healthy. Okay, 2 orbitals not on fire. There's... And he's still got an army, 4 tanks and a Liberator, but with Lurkers, they can defend most of that. And guess what? The Spore's building! Spores defend the Lib. Lurkers can hold off the tanks at least somewhat. It's going to start killing depots here. There's a few Marines up in the main. So Command Center's going to try and fly out now. It's the drone from earlier. He tries to land it. The drone from earlier does the work there. I think, did he drop another scan up here? He might have. Oh, even the broodlings are actually killing these tanks, guys. Look at the friendly fire. Look at the friendly fire. The tank's actually damaging it. He just killed his own tank with friendly fire from the broodlings. Oh my god. Cross the lid. Lift your stuff off, bro. He can't land his command centers to scan right now. Oh no. And look, when he kills this lurker den, that's going to be more broodlings. They might be able to kill this Reddit point tank. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Okay, tanks there, Liberated there. Lurker going up into the main. Doesn't want to lose that to these Marines. Okay, yeah, he's queued it to Burrows. That's good. He can attack all that. Broodlings! They killed another tank! The Broodlings just killed another tank. You are kidding me. I've never seen the Zerg buildings do this much damage. This Liberator is going to kill like every Overlord over here very, very slowly, little by little with its splash damage. But Crosslid thinks this is the last building, maybe? Remember, Crosslid killed this base. The drones burrowed to hide and then unburrowed when the Marines left and rebuilt. And he's got a Hydra Den. He's got a little bit of money. He's rebuilding a Queen. He's also got some Zerglings coming in to help try and finish this off. No, you can't lose your orbital, dude. Lift it off. Go float to a corner. He's still not mining. He's got to go land somewhere else. And he is going to go land somewhere that's not blocked. We've got 2 tanks and a Liberator up against 5 Lurkers, 4 Zerglings. But 13 drones mining, 2 Spore Crawlers, and a Spire on the way. The Spore is not covering the back of that mineral line. There's an opportunity. Cross the lid. This is the only base it could be. You got to get in there. You've got to kill him, man. All right, Crosslid's gonna go for it. I don't know if you want to siege the tanks here because don't sit in Spore range, mate. Okay. Oh, he's gonna siege the tanks. It's so dangerous because he could even get the Spore to hug. Oh, the Lurkers! Ow, they're so dangerous. Oh no, Hurt One throws his Lurkers away, running it at those units like that. Oh, he's gonna attack with his drones though. The drones! Revenge of the drones! Oh, they say, what's that, Mr. Jock Siege Tank? You didn't expect our little bitey claws to be that effective, did you? Did you, mate? The Queen, kill the Lib, kill the Lib, kill the Lib. Oh my god, he kills the tank and now the Queen kills the Lib. The Queen's gonna kill the Medivacs and that's it. There's still 3 Lurkers out. There's nothing left that does damage. There's still 5 drones. Hurt One can go back to mining. Hurt One re-droning. There's 4 Marines there, but there's a Lurker there. There's a Lurker there. And Crosslid is gonna tap out. Ooh, Hurt One with a beautiful game 1 on the Building Blocker Challenge. All right. Going straight into the next game. And already we are seeing this is a Grandmaster Protoss. How do I know? Number 1, he's in my clan. Number 2, I play him on the ladder a lot. And he cannon rushes every game. He's chrono boosting immediately, which tells us he's going to be going for a very quick cannon rush. He's planning to stop at 15 or 16 workers anyway. So he figures he might as well dump that chrono boost at the start of the game because he's not going to be building probes for a while later anyway. This is Probe Scout Samuel playing the Building Blocker Challenge. His opponent in the bottom left, probably just a random ladder opponent. It is a Tryhard Barcode. That's right. Yeah. Boxer matches right there. Boxer matches. Probe is going to come across. So this is PvT, one of the worst matchups for cannon rushing. But when you've refined it to a fine art form like Probe Scout has, I'm sure he could do some things. Oh, he's going right in there. Okay. Oh, this is cute because that can power cannons there, guys. Oh, he doesn't get it up in time. He was going to go for the little cage there. He cancels that pile and he says, that's fine, I'll just do it here. Does he have another one? And he's got another probe on the low ground as well. The barcode. What? Oh, he's lifting. He's using the command center as a transport to drop the SCVs inside the cage, but he cancels the pylon and he creates a tighter cage to limit surface area. There's only space for 1 SCV, and then he builds a pylon to block the command center. No. absolutely shut down. The barcode tries to get fancy, and Probe Scout, but he cancels the pylon, limits it, so he couldn't drop the 3 or 4 SCVs in there that he wanted to. Now that guy's trapped in there and dies, and then he can't even reland his expansion, and he can't land there. The probe says, hey, dickhead, oh, I'm sorry, did you want to land here? I can put pylons down all day, bro. Oh, Probe Scout's being such a dick. Okay, he's realizing, uh-oh, that one's gonna go down Cybercore. Cybercore, can he block it? Oh, there's a Marine here. Okay, I don't think he can block it anymore. What a Chad gamer, though. Meanwhile, though, both of his gases have been stolen, but they've only got a few hit points on them, so we can just clear that with probes. So his opponent here trying to do all the fancy, cheesy responses, and it's not paying off, man. Probe Scout has got so much momentum. Now, that being said, he did spend a lot of money on pylons, similar-ish work account, and there are a few Marines on the map, which are now going to be heading forward, so... Yeah, I mean, he lost, what, a probe, 2 pylons, as well as a few cancelled, 2 SCVs, and 2 refineries. Another pylon will go down soon as well, but Probe Scout, after his cannon rush, guys, he basically one bases or dies trying almost every game. Oh, the Marine. If he holds positions there, he should be able to kill that probe, as long as he doesn't lure it this way. He's like, come on, come and get me. Come and get me, naughty Marine. Ah, good micro there by the barcode. And the barcode's eBay blocking him. But I don't think he cares, dude. Probe Scout is a massive cheeser. He doesn't expand most of the time anyway. He's just cannon rush into one base or die trying. I've seen him fail cannon rush, into cannon rush, into cannon rush, and then still win with like a proxy double robo. He just does the dumbest cheeses you can think of. He is purely what everyone hates to play against on the ladder. Probe Scout Samuel is that. Like if you took Probe Scout Samuel's playstyle and said, well, how does that convert? Like, what if I don't play StarCraft? How would you compare that? Well, on a humanitarian, sorry, not humanitarian, but a human level, like, what sort of person? Probe Scout Samuel is the sort of person who literally weaponizes bureaucracy to wield more power and fuck with their people in their workplace for their own feeling of self-importance. Probe Scout Samuel is the sort of person who shouts at people in retail and service jobs for no fucking reason and for things that are completely outside of their control or even his own fault. He's like, I bought this fucking sandwich from your store and then I dropped it on the ground and now it's got dirt on it. And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, what the fuck? And they're like, what? You dropped your sandwich. How is this our problem? And he's like, you're not gonna give me another one? What kind of service is this? I'm never coming back here again. Let's just say, I mean, it's just anyone that you hate to deal with in regular life. It's that absolute shithead of a bloody bank manager or the person down at the license registration office, you know, down at the RTA or RMS, I think we call it here now. What do you guys call it? The shit, I can't remember the American word. The American letters. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some person is like, you didn't fill out this line of the form correctly. You're gonna need to get a new ticket and wait for another hour before we see you. Like that's essentially what Probe Scout is. His StarCraft players is the worst human ever. Like, I honestly, the only reason I support players like Florencio and Probe Scout Samuel and stuff is because I know if it wasn't for StarCraft being an outlet for this, they'd probably be out there like torturing kittens and like burning insects and shit like that. Like they, you know, at least this is probably the least harm this like sort of urge does to humanity, is pissing off people on the ladder by being a bit of a shithead. Guys, is that a fucking bunker he's forced to build on the high ground just to defend these stalkers? Oh my god. No! Tank in the open! Oh my god, they're all just walking past each other! They're like, you ignore me, I'll ignore you. The stalkers say, yeah, no deal. And they do turn around and take that trade, getting that tank. If he got a tank up there, he would have been solid. But he's not able to get it. And guys, he's trying to go Magfield Cyclones now is the barcode. Probe Scout Samuel, though, Blink and +1 are both getting close to done. And is warping in stalkers 2 at a time, excuse me. Now the Cyclone, look at this. He's going to try and reinforce, but doesn't have high ground vision. Oh no. Oh no. Matchbox, get out of there, mate. Okay. This depot is going to go down the bunker. Still defending that barracks. Marines going to build building. Wait, he just finished building a reactor and now he's giving up the high ground? As if not reinforce that, bro. You've got, that's the only place you can, I mean, And he's got a reacted factory. What is he building? He's going to try and expand. In this scenario, you're going to try and expand. I mean, this is madness. Probe Scout, by the way, begrudgingly has decided, I guess I'll saturate an expansion. Has 35 probes, about 5 of which I think are on the map. There's one here. There's, I guess that's a Zealot. There's another one there. Okay, only 2 on the map. Where the hell are all his workers then? He should have... This should have like 15 on it. I'm very confused about where the rest of his probes... I guess having... Because that's 22 plus 10, 32, 34. Okay, I can do numbers good. Fair enough. No, it's accurate. I thought there might be a bunch of probes all stacked on a gas or something. The Stalker's coming forward. Oh, and when he takes the high ground, I mean, Bundle of Sticks, a.k.a. Matchbox City, a.k.a. Railroad, a.k.a. Bamboo Forest, a.k.a. Grill Man is... Oh, he's got the barracks! The barracks does give him high ground vision, but a tank is so much better than Cyclones here. I can't believe he went Cyclones. The tank would have been so much better at anchoring his position. The Widow Mines are kind of good because it stops him blinking down. But dude, SCVs are dying here. You can't be affording to lose SCVs. Oh, big Widow Mine. He blinks too late. It does Probe Scout. Takes a big Widow Mine yet. Once he gets his tank sieged up, I think our barcode is actually going to stabilize here. He's transferring SCVs to this other expansion. Little does he know there's a pylon just outside of his vision though. He's going to make that into an orbital. The tank is now there. That barracks does need to float forward so that he can fire. It needs to be a little further forward so it can actually fire. You can see the siege tank range is there, but he can only see it there. So it's effectively 2 less range than it actually has right now because the barracks is a bit far back. Now, if those Stalkers blink forward, they will get smacked by the Widow Mine. Cyclones on the other side of the map. Now, if he darts past the cannon, he could run in and kill that main base. But he's got to be brave. Oh, he just clicks on the cannon. Oh, and then he cancels it by going back down the ramp. No! Oh, he could have darted in and killed the main, man. Oh, you're still in range, bro! Bro! No, the Stalkers are coming. Oh my god, no, what are you... Ah! Oh, his barcode is way too fancy and he's just gonna leave the game. Understandable. Oh my god, I can't get over that start. That was the sickest pylon cancel, pylon block against the sick command center SCV drop into pylon blocking the command center from landing. Amazing game 2. Let's go to game 3. All right. Let's get straight into the next game. And the final game of today's ICYFAR for the Building Blocker Challenge. Down in the bottom left, it's Atheism. In the top right, this is Swarmstar. Zerg vs Protoss. Neither of these names are super familiar with me, so not sure who submitted this. It's going to be a 12 pool from Swarmstar. Meanwhile, a very early pylon from Atheism looks to probably pylon block the natural, so maybe the Protoss who sent this in, but I got to tell you, when you're getting 12 pooled, you need to focus a little bit more on the defense rather than blocking your opponent. While we have a little bit of downtime, let's just remind you guys the upcoming challenge rules of engagement. Submissions close on the 2nd of October, so you guys still got a couple weeks to get it in. And defeat your opponent without killing any workers. Engage only their military and army production. As always, guys, info's down below in the description. What? The probe, is he not paying attention? Dude, you've seen no expansion. You just saw 2 drones go right past you. Atheism, hello? Hello, Atheism? Hello? Comes in, does see the spawning pool. Okay, sees the spawning pool there, finished. 6 Zerglings on the way. What are these drones doing? Is he gonna gas steal? Oh, he's gonna try and proxy hatch, block the natural and gas steal at the same time. Oh! Atheism immediately with a forge and a second gateway. Great respect here from Atheism. The hatchery goes down and he cancels it and builds an Evo chamber. Okay, so he's going for the budget block there, the Evo chamber. Now that will take some damage as there's no longer creep without the hatchery there. But the way that works is you can only place buildings on creep. So he has to build the hatchery. That creates a bit of creep underneath it. Cancel and instantly build the Evo chamber. Fantastic trick there. Now, this is a terrible wall off, guys, because that's a diagonal and that's a diagonal. So even though he's got 2 potential choke points, they're both diagonals. It's almost impossible to have that Zealot perfectly positioned. Oh, you can see the Zerglings. I think he actually could squeeze those Zerglings in, could Swarmstar. But Swarmstar, why are there only 4 Zerglings here? Swarmstar, hello? Hello? Some Zerglings got left behind? Oh no! Okay, Swarmstar does get in though. The Evo chamber is blocking this right now. Remember, when that dies to the cannon, it'll be able to kill some stuff with broodlings. So this is already a nice way to mess up the Protoss. On the other hand, Zerg sacrificed 2 drones for that. It's only 14 workers, but has the expansion up far quicker. Zealot and the Stalker building. And in this scenario, Atheism could even just chrono warp gate and then go across the map that way. That Zergling coming on in. Oh, can he get a kill? Can he get a kill? If Atheism doesn't react quickly, he gets one. Very nice. Probes do get revenge there, killing the Zergling. Meanwhile, what can he do with these broodlings? There's not really many good targets. There's no like probe or zealot to surround. Just runs up into the main base, and they do, of course, have a timed life, so they just disappear after a few seconds. It's only really useful if there's like a probe nearby or a few probes. You can sometimes kill 2 probes with them. But it's going to be a Nexus going down. Swarmstar definitely playing an interesting approach to this challenge. Extractor does go down, more probes on the way. We've got a Stalker there. Warp Gate upgrading. Overlord there as well. Drone going down towards the 3rd base. We'll see exactly what that achieves. Ling speed just started as well. Stalker. I mean, a Stalker poke is very dangerous because you don't know when Ling speed's going to finish. Stalker just turns around and heads back for now. Yeah, I actually don't mind this position as the Protoss. You're still up 4 probes. The Swarmstar, yeah, you've got a quick 3rd, but this gas and Ling speed is so expensive, especially building all these Zerglings. So Swarmstar's economy sucks, guys. There's only 1 queen. You've literally only got 1 base of mining. There's like, what, 2 drones on the natural? Swarmstar desperately needs to get back on that the drone key and hold that one down. And because Atheism isn't counterattacking at all, it's one of those games where it's like, hey, you actually could have probably got away without the Ling speed, being super greedy. That's what I usually prefer. Speaking of super greed, do you guys see what I see there? 2 forges? Okay, cancels 1 and builds a Twilight. All right, that's... Because you've already got 1 in the natural. It's still 2 forges because there's 1 already in the natural. Double forge on 2 base. This is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. I mean, if Atheism at least just chronos probes for a while and then just takes a 3rd, you could play a very defensive, well-upgraded style. Super, super weird to see, though. And Atheism missing a few probes there. It's now going to work towards the gas on the natural. Baneling Nest for Zerg, though. Against 1-1 Protoss upgrades. I'll tell you what, Lingbane, oof, not going to do too well versus Stalkers with great upgrades. I mean, the upgrades on the armor don't really help versus the Banelings, but versus Zerglings, they're incredible. Robo is on the way as well here for Atheism. And behind that Swarmstar, Baneling Nest is on the way. Roachroaring as well. Okay, oh my god, I think we're in Platinum League right now, surely. There's quite a lot of APM, and there's been some pretty good execution on some things, but there's Baneling Nest and Roachroar, it's like 2 very different compositions. You get Ravager Bane in the mid game, but off this economy? In this economy? Oh my god, I don't think you can afford that. You're going to need a pretty crazy loan. You're going to need to, let's just say if interest rates change, things are going to crumble. You're going to have to sell your home, Mr. Zerg player. Of course, Protoss player. Wait, Zerglings are blocking these. There hasn't really been too much blocking other than the Evo chamber at the start. Let's see if Swarmstar can deny these bases with the Zerglings and keep the Protoss off them. Sentries, Stalkers, Zealots, and Mortals now adding in as well. I don't mind this for Protoss. It's been a similar work account. You're making way better upgrades. You're making Immortals. Zerg doesn't even have a lair yet. I mean, this is better tech overall and upgrades for the Protoss while being on a similar economy. Hallucinated Phoenix going to scout as well. I don't know what Swarmstar will do from here. It looks like just Roaches and Lings coming out, kind of mixing drones, Roaches, Zerglings, slowly adding some gases. Oh my god, a second Robo's on the way. This is so gas expensive because you're going to start 2-2 upgrades. There's no way you could support double Robo and 2-2, right? Especially not while warping in Sentries and Stalkers. This is some insane play. Just really wants to sit back and build an amazing army, but sending out an unescorted probe. The folly of the Protoss player, perhaps about to be revealed there. You're not going to escort that? Look at this. Zergling's going to kill it. Is it? Is it, though? Zerglings could maybe get the sentries here. There's not that many, but oh, Roach is coming as well. So Protoss player is going to try and build some pylons. That will help kind of choke up an army jumping on top. You're going to need to be quick with force fields. That Roaches and Lings, if they jump on this, they kill the sentries really fast. Behind this Bane speed, and now a Hydroden. What? Are we going Ling, Bane, Roaches, or Hydras? Make up your mind, Zerg player. It's going to go all 3, apparently. I do call that the NA composition, because there's a lot of rather high-ranked NA players who do that. Great force fields, though. Damn! Atheism shuts this down. Loses like 1 or 2 sentries, but that's a great trade. Look at that units lost tab, guys. Oh my god. That is terrible. A Stalker, a Sentry, 2 Zealots, and a Probe for 27 Zerglings, 5 Roaches. 3rd base is on the way. +2 attack and 2 immortals are on the way at a time. I'd love to see +2 armor as well. If you go for the double forge, I mean, come on. Why not indulge? That being said, Zerg has macroed a bit well behind that. Is up to now 57 drones and taking a 4th base. So the Zerg does have a little bit of an economy advantage now. We'll be able to slowly bounce back from that, but is splitting the upgrades up. It looks like a swap into Hydra Bane is going to be the go. Very little creep spread, so not going to be that effective on the defense. But Hydra Bane, as long as you come in with like flanks and stuff, can be amazing off creep as well. +2 armor on the way. For some reason, there's still roaches being built, even though there's no roach speed. An interesting compositional choice. Oh, that's fascinating, is what I'd say. If this was a pro game, I'd say, oh, that's fascinating. It was like, why does Pig always say that's fascinating? It means the player's doing something bad, guys. It's a code word. Gives me a moment to consider what justifiable explanation there is. Hey, roach speed's coming in now. So it's roach Hydra, but it's also Banes. I don't like it. Don't like it. Oh, double Evo's coming down. At least some upgrades will be there. But dude, there's going to be 2-2 versus 0-0 for a long time in this game. There's already a sick Immortal Sentry. I mean, I'm loving this build. Honestly, I think Protoss can just push and win here. Wait. There's no Prism. There's no Prism. Why is there no Warp Prism? And they're not probing either. What are they doing? They're warping in sentries to rally across the map? You've played such a good defensive game all game. Now you're just going to rally individual sentries across the map. Force fields come down a bit preemptively. Oh, nice flanking surround here. The Roaches and Hydras getting in range. Atheism has already burnt out the force fields. This was a really sloppy wave of force fields. And the Protoss getting all the units kind of stuck behind each other here. It's going to try to pull into the mineral line, but you've got to pull down into these open areas. Oh man, Atheism getting all of their units surrounded here with an unsupported push. 1700 minerals, 500 gas in the bank. The Protoss player got so many upgrades. It's such a nice army. And then just threw it away here. A great surround from Swarmstar comes in, wraps it around, and look at this random Immortals and Sentries rallying across. What was this? What was this attack? Oh my god, isn't this so typical in RTS games? It's so funny because I've been playing Age of Empires 4 this weekend. I've been playing a lot of Age of Empires 2, and I'm just like, shit, man. I always like do that where I'm like, I've been building units all game. Maybe I should go attack. And you just attack with this like random clump of units that you're not reinforcing. And you're like, you're missing upgrades on it or whatever. And you're like, maybe this will work. Protoss can still win from here because the earlier stages were so good. But there's only 5 gateways and 2 robos. So it kind of has to be like non-stop warp-ins. I mean, the Zealots are not bad units for tanking, but they're going to take forever to close. There's no charge. Charge now starting. 2-2 versus 0-0 though. So these 2 Immortals will slay. As will these Stalkers. The cannon can back things up a little bit as well. This is a really bad attack from Swarmstar, who does not have the Hydra movement speed. And you know what? Ball's back in your court, Protoss player. It's fine. It's going to go double Colossus. Really good versus Hydras and Zergans. Not so good versus Roaches, but you've already got some Immortals and Stalkers in there. You've got +3 attack on the way. I think Protoss has this game, to be honest. Just the upgrade deficit. There's no infestations. There's no hive tech on the way. I mean, technically Zerg could do this, but without melee upgrades. And is now just building like a Hydra Ling, but there's still some Roaches in the mix. It's a real oddball combo. We've got cannons there. Thinking about a 4th base maybe as Atheism. Oh, +3 armor as well. You're kidding me. 2 more gateways. So you're going to go up to 7 gateways. 8 gateways, 9 gateways. Viagra is on the way for the Colossus as well, extending their Thermal Lance by 2 range. And has already got a 3rd Colossus queued up. Does need to queue up something else. A Warp Prism would be great. As we saw from that last fight, you're going to be able to warp it on the front. At least have a pylon or something near your army. Still making sentries. It's a little bit past the point in the game where you'd really think sentries are a worthwhile use of your gas, unless you've really got great micro. You think just adding Archons and beefy units are going to be more important? That being said, Zerg is only at 66 drones. Starts Infestation Inspire now, but any idea of Broodlords, Vipers to abduct the power units, that stuff's still miles away. Honestly, the way Zerg wins this game, Swarmstar is going to have to spread with a bigger arc and come in from just a really nice spread with the Roaches tanking all the Colossus damage. And I hope that works out. Maybe there's a lot of Zealots though as well, which cause problems. Check that out. Saves the probe. We'll be able to put a 4th base down here as well. I think just lost track of that probe though. Probe's in there. There we go. It's going to be 3-3 versus 1-1. So a 4 upgrade advantage, 3 Colossus out, 4th one on the way. Atheism, I think, is about to bring The Lord. The Lord's word to this Zerg. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior? Laser fucking beams. Swarmstar, I don't think he's going to be too receptive to that one. I think he's going to say, mind your own business and stop trying to push your dirty religion on others. I believe in the Swarm. I believe in vomiting acid, throwing spines, clawing at units. I don't believe in your shitty lasers. Adding Corruptors now as well. Also believes on peeing on the opponent's buildings, apparently. Urinating on a rival's property. It's an age-old, custom, of course. Goes back to the great days of Reverend Lovejoy on Flanders Lawn. I guess that was normally taking his shit, personally. But, I mean, if you're doing it yourself, I think going number 2 is probably a bit too far, though. That's more of like a David Duchovny from fucking Californication maneuver. It's a little bit over the top, I think, for your regular average day ladder opponent. Now, the Corruptors actually counter the Corruptors pretty well. There's a lot of sentries in there. If he force fields out one side of the Zerg army, I don't know if Swarmstar can do this. Swarmstar honestly might have to give up the space. Swarmstar's thinking about going for it. The Corruptor's going first. Ooh, where's the force field? Oh, good force fields, keeping back that army on the right. Most of those units not fighting. Guardian Shield a little slow to go down. The Immortal's stuck in the back a bit. Ooh, where's the second wave of force fields? There's so many sentries. There's no extra force fields going down it. I told you guys, the Zerg is going to need to flank with a giant arc. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a beautiful surround. The initial force fields were good, but there was no second wave. As I said, the sentries are a unit that are only worth it if you're going to be really doing fancy micro and actually focusing on that. Otherwise, Archons would have been better meat shield units dealing damage. I can't believe 3-3 versus 1-1. I mean, there wasn't enough Immortals there. The Immortals were kind of stuck behind each other. We saw the Protoss army has consistently moved in a way where when the Protoss should have spread his units out a little bit to let them all attack, he just kind of attack moved, and the Immortals were often stuck in the back and not hitting those roaches. But you've got shield batteries, you've got cannons. Where's that battery overcharge? Battery overcharge could absolutely hold this. Battery overcharge? Atheism, hello? Hello? No! Forgot about the most important ability. Swarmstar, though, dude. Well done with the surround. Makes a comeback there, down 4 upgrades versus a much higher tech Protoss army. Wasn't even maxed either. Was Swarmstar, and yet Swarmstar makes a great Roach Hydra Corruptor comeback. Greatest Buyers on the way as well, so Broodlords will be there to finish things off. Looks like Atheism is done. Pushing on up that ramp, Swarmstar should be able to shove in, just needs to keep moving these units up the ramp, get rid of that cannon. Plasma Shield upgrades are even on the way as well. So here's the cool thing. Upgrades are amazing, but Stalkers are like one of the lowest value units. So it's always kind of funny to me that the player who makes like the sickest upgrades, I'm like, if you're just making Mass Zealot, they're way more cost efficient than the Stalkers. They do a lot more damage. Immortals, Archons, Colossus, all these units are better, but the Stalker is kind of the lowest value unit. And it's only really useful because if you've got really good micro with Blink, you just never let them die. You just constantly pull back the weak ones. But we're seeing here the sickest upgrade advantage of all time invested into the worst unit, which is just mass unupgraded Stalker. And it's kind of a bummer, right? Because I'm like, oh man, I don't mind Stalker-centric Colossus for a tight, sharp timing attack. But if you're making double forge 3-3, 3 full bases of workers, I think we're going a little bit too far down the economy and the tech track to be doing a just 0 blink Stalker upgrade all in, which is essentially what's happened twice in this game now. More sentries, make Archons, bro. Archons, Immortals, Colossus, not sentries. Your force fields suck. I mean, it's not the worst idea. I don't mind someone sticking with Sentry, Stalker, Colossus as long as you land good force fields, right? And as long as you're focusing on getting better at that. But there's been a few fights where Atheism dropped like 2 or 3 force fields and then didn't really focus on it. You got to be really decisive with where you push as a Protoss player with this sort of army. Just shove in, force field out one area, focus on the other area. As long as you keep one side force fielded out, pop a Guardian Shield, it's probably going to be worth it. And I think we're going to go for round 3 of Sentry, Stalker, Colossus, because look at this army, guys. That is 8 Sentries, a bunch of Stalkers and Colossi, but unfortunately, no Blink. And we've got a giant Roach Hydra Ball. Broodlords are behind this. You're meant to use the Broodlords first. Swarmstar. Don't go in there, bro. Get out of there. Oh my god, a bunch of Roach Hydra gets caught. Now the Broodlords are here, though, and the Broodlords can siege this army from afar. There's no Blink. There's no way to punish this Swarmstar, though, engaging in such a bad area. I get you got Broodlords, but it's only 3. It's not that many, and they don't have melee upgrades. Swarmstar taking a really awkward fight here to try and use the Broodlords, and I actually think the previous fights were so much better. All the Roach Hydras stuck behind each other. Oh! Oh! I mean, the Broodlords are doing a fair bit of damage, but this was such a bad fight for Swarmstar. Oh my god, attacking into a tiny choke point with an army which was 90% Roach Hydra. I mean, Swarmstar's thinking makes perfect sense, right? I have Broodlords, I have Ranged Superiority, I can just attack you from across this choke, and if you attack through it, we'll fight with a big arc out here of ground units defending it. The problem is, this wasn't like 10 or 12 Broodlords raining down death and destruction in the choke. It was 3 with no melee upgrades against +3 armor. Protoss. So keep in mind, the Broodlings do no damage. 1 damage a hit. The actual Broodling strike does 20 damage a shot, but even that's going to be -4 on these Protoss units. So it's 16 damage, and then the Broodling goes 1 damage, and then it's fried. So 3 Broodlords literally don't do damage against a Protoss who has armor upgrades. They don't actually add anything in there. Atheism does try to counterattack. It barely gets held. This has been truly a game of throws. Both sides say, hey, here, catch, son. Oh, thanks, Dad. Throws it back just as hard. It's like, it's actually kind of wild because Protoss has better tech, better upgrades, but keeps on taking these awful fights on the other side of the map. Swarmstar hands it back over into the Protoss court with a counterattack a few times in this game as well. And I think we've essentially seen 2 players who really need to work on their attack. Swarmstar with some great defense, Atheism with some pretty good defense, but their attacks, ooh my, not the cleanest. Swarmstar taking lots of bases and transferring workers really well, actually. Oh, I say that as I spot the 1 oversaturated base. But not quite able to finish the deal just yet. 5th base on the way. Mass Immortal being built. I actually like the idea of swapping to just Immortal Archon here. You've got such great upgrades. Why not just Mass Immortal Archon and hope they don't remake Broodlords? I mean, that's the problem. Broodlords. Why are you still making sentries? I don't understand. It's not the early game anymore, Atheism. They literally have Broodlords, the longest range siege air unit in the game that shoots over force fields. Why are you still making... Why? Time to start Storm. All right, I'm done. We're fast forwarding, guys. We're fast forwarding. It's too painful. It's too painful. I've got to see who finishes this game. I have to see. I got to see. Okay, so we're gonna push. I mean, there's Broodlords though, right? How many Broodlords is there? Okay, so there's 4 Broodlords, 3 more morphing. I mean, there's so few units that shoot up. Question is, can Swarmstar engage with the Broodlords first and only pull the Roach Hydra back and fight in a big arc with them? Because that's the secret with the Roach Hydra. Send the Broodlords in ahead, Roach Hydra behind, but you can see Swarmstar's controlling everything as one big chunk. There we go. But, oh, there we go. Okay, Broodlords are going to come forward. Good force fields, actually, keeping back a lot of the ground army and slowly chipping through the Roach Hydra. Remember, guys, these Broodlings are doing literally no damage. Oh, Recall to try and save the army, but losing a lot of stuff there. So 4 damage on those Broodlings. I said they were doing 1 damage a hit. Actually, guys, Protoss, Stalker, Zealots have 4 armor right now. The minimum damage you can do is 0.5. So the Broodlings are doing half a damage, 0.5 per hit. Oh no. Not the cleanest. It ain't the cleanest. No. Alright, Broodlord's raining down a bit of death on that. The Immortal's going to run for it. That's going to be the Atheism will throw in the towel. Does a good fight of it. I like that though. When both sides take turns throwing the game a little bit, it creates a bit of action, a bit of fun. This happens in pro matches all the time, where both sides mess up their attacks and you end up in this dicey war of attrition. That was an absolute blast to cast. Guys, please, thanks for sending those in. Don't forget to send in your ones for next week. And a big thanks to everyone on the Patreon, especially Maxan, Apollo God, Colonel SC, and Modern Totem. Info's in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.